There is an image that defines our age. It is not a skyscraper or a parliament or a battlefield. It is a man lying on a mat for 38 years beside a pool that never healed him. 38 years. Close enough to hope to see it, but paralyzed long enough to stop believing in movement. And today, that man is not a character. He is a civilization. Look around. Entire nations are lying by their own pools, waiting for systems to change, waiting for leaders to wake up, waiting for relief that never comes. We have built societies where millions live near opportunity, but never in reach of it. The most dangerous paralysis is not in the body. It is when people begin to think, "This is all I can ever be." Bethesda was a culture of waiting. Only the fastest received help. Everyone else learned to stay still. Year after year, the environment taught them that effort was useless. And when you live long enough in a place that never rewards movement, you begin to call stagnation normal. We see it everywhere. Communities stuck for decades, workers burnt out beyond repair, youth with futures too foggy to chase, migrants trapped in systems designed for delay, care staff surviving shifts they no longer have strength for. People are not broken. The architecture around them is. And then comes the question that cuts through centuries. Do you want to be made whole? Not as accusation, as diagnosis. Because the man did not answer yes. He explained why change was impossible. The system had taught him to justify his paralysis more than imagine his movement. That is the true crisis today. Not laziness, not entitlement, not apathy, but learned helplessness, engineered by environments where every attempt to rise is met with delay, confusion, bureaucracy, or collapse. But the most disturbing part of the story is not the paralysis. It is what happens when the man finally stands. The moment he rises, the system attacks him. Not with violence, with rules, with outrage, with the fury of institutions that prefer predictable suffering to unpredictable wholeness. Our world exports the same logic, punishing whistleblowers, discrediting reformers, criminalizing migrants seeking safety, dismissing care workers who dare to speak of burnout, sabotaging innovators who expose structural rot. Healing becomes a threat. Restoration becomes rebellion. New movement becomes an insult to the system that depended on stillness. This is the intelligence of Bethesda. Paralysis can be managed, but restoration destabilizes everything. And this is where Harbour of Mercy enters the global story, not as a charity, not as a clinic, but as a counter-architecture. Where the world builds pools that keep people lying down, Harbour of Mercy builds pathways that help people rise. Where institutions normalize stagnation, Harbour of Mercy names it for what it is, a design failure, not a personal flaw. Where the environment trains people to expect nothing, Harbour of Mercy restores the inner permission to move. Where systems punish those who stand, Harbour of Mercy protects the dignity of standing. In an age of emotional famine, Harbour of Mercy is the place where movement is possible again. Because this is the truth the world has forgotten. People do not stay down because they are weak. They stay down because the ground has been shaped to keep them there. And if a civilization can design paralysis, it can also design movement. We are all lying somewhere by the pool, but the age of waiting is over. The age of rising has begun. The only question is, will we rebuild the pool, or will we rebuild the people?